Okay, enough with the big bots. How about some mini bots now? Hey, welcome back to Outside the Box, everybody. The series of unboxing videos that I film in between big custom projects. And today I'm excited to unbox some very special small dudes. Now they're not in a bigger packaging box because I've ordered these individually over the past several months, but now we get to partake in some Minibot goodness here. And I think I'm gonna start with the one that's a bit of a retooling, and that is Autobot Outback, which kind of gives me a craving for steaks for some reason. I don't know why. This is definitely a Minibot that I am really not familiar with at all. I know it's a retooling of Brawn, which was a fantastic figure, and this is part of the Walmart exclusives where they put them on a card to give more of like an original G1 packaging feel. Some of them get updated head molds to better look like what the toy did, which they did release Sea Spray a while back. As of this filming, very much has the toy head, and I'm hoping, I'm kind of assuming, I think a lot of us are, that we'll eventually get the cartoon looking figure as well. I don't think Outback's gonna get that treatment. I mean, his head looks fine. Was he in the cartoon? Was he actually in the cartoon? I don't even know. But they changed enough on this figure that I was interested in picking him up. No way to really open this up without kind of destroying the packaging. I think you can kind of heat up the cardboard maybe. I mean, I'm not too concerned about it. It is gonna go right in the waste bin. But take a look at this packaging here. Take a look at the artwork. I'm guessing that's the original G1 artwork, which is always fantastic to look at. But now because we're in modern times, they also want to let us know, hey, this dude's a car. Awesome stuff. Oh, it's got a double MM on him. There's a significance for that. I know Theo talked about it on one of his videos. Go look that up. I think it's based off of the original toy line that these dudes came from. And it looks like they're recreated here for vehicle mode, which is awesome. And of course on the back, just some stellar artwork of a bunch of Transformers fighting in space, as they tend to do. Man, that would be awesome as like a big poster piece. Okay, I'm not gonna be gentle. Whoop. Very glossy weapon, I see. Boop. Wow, look at that, okay. Oh, he does have the spare wheel accessory already pegged to his back. I don't know if Brawn had it on there as well, but he's got that. And it does look like the weapon is a new design for this guy. So that's awesome. It's molded in the brown plastic, same as the chest color, but it's got a very nice coat of the glossy black. That looks pretty awesome. Not too bad. And I like the bit of color that they added to the chest there, matching with the color that we see on the face. That's neat. Very nice silver. And it's not like a chromey blue. It's just like a quasi glossy sky blue. I like that look. Same silver for the forearms and the fists. I love the look of having all four wheels on the back of the lower legs. That's freaking awesome. Pretty sure it wasn't like that in the cartoon, or even in the toy maybe, right? I'm not sure, but that's just a great look. Now I do have Brawn here, just to give us a proper comparison. I think I know exactly what it is that they changed. They look just great together here. Fantastic stuff. Obviously in G1, I think there was a bit of retooling for Outback as well. It wasn't just a straight recolor. The heads is what's most different, right? But we also get a new design for the chest, which is very much appreciated. That's what I think what matters the most too. Everything else looks like it's about the same, but the different colors make it look that much more different. We have a black windshield instead of the sky blue, no windows on the side, and the double M on the hood there instead of the Autobot logo. Crazy stuff. He gets the Autobot logos here on the sides instead of the back. Nothing on the front though, but he has a nice paintwork right there. So it kind of makes up for that. That's some good stuff. One of the small issues that I had with Brawn that I think a lot of folks did, there were, ironically enough, some gap filler pieces here on the sides and the lower legs. On my copy, they popped off. But thankfully, I haven't lost them. I guess there just wasn't enough glue applied. I can plop them back on there. There we go. And look at that gap filler. I just wish they would stay better in place. I keep them separate just so that I don't lose them. But I was a little bit shocked when they came off for the first time. I can only assume that there are folks that have lost theirs. And of course, Outback has the same filler pieces, which, you know, I super appreciate that Hasbro did that. They didn't really have to, knowing them, how much they're prone to hollowness. But the hollowness They try to keep it to like either the back of the figure or like the inside of the legs, the inner thighs, which, you know, this dude does have. But because this is on the outside, they try to come up with a solution for that. Now, on the other side of the legs, they didn't bother filling that in. Okay, fair enough. But just the fact that they popped out made it pretty bad. Thankfully, though, it looks like on Outback, I'm trying to pop it out and it's not really coming out. Same thing on the other side. I'm putting a little bit of force, not too much, but they seem sturdier though. So I appreciate that. Now, one thing I wasn't sure if based on that head design, because he's got a lot going on surrounding the helmet, if the head even turned, but it looks like it's the entirety of this section that turns around. Oh, not a lot though, huh? Left and right, left and right. You're not gonna get a 360 out of this, no. Well. Okay, so because of the transformation, you can definitely plop this forward and give it more of a turn. I mean, why would you want to do that? What's wrong with you? You don't need to have a 360 rotation on the heads, I think. Is that a hot take? No, it's not. He has enough of a turn though. Obviously no up and down. Yeah, that's not gonna give you any up and down. And it's gonna be the same articulation everywhere else that we already know from Braun. Oh, we got a real good elbow bend there. I didn't realize it was so deep. Sadly, no wrist articulation due to the transformation. You get a waist. A full 360? Yeah, you can move the backpack and get a full 360 waist rotation there. The rest is pretty standard. Hip articulation, side to side. Ooh, a little bit less than 90 on the knees. I guess they used all the bend for the elbows, huh? They couldn't afford any more for the knees. Okay, it's a tough economy, I know. Toe bends down due to the transformation as well as the heel. But most importantly, it's got the side to side for the ankle pivot there. So that's good. The classics are here. Yeah, even though I'm not familiar with this character at all, I'm super happy to have him. It was a very, very good mold to begin with for Braun. They executed the look of G1 flawlessly, and this does enough different with the remolding of the chest and the head and the different colors to just look like a completely different character. I really do enjoy that. And that deserved, I think, a purchase in my book. Would I ever get a repaint? Yeah, maybe. If I ever really start to dwindle down my backlog. Oh, let me show you the different weapons here as well. Look at that. Bronze it is black, but it's just molded in black plastic, so it doesn't have like the same glossiness as Outback's. But that's another thing they didn't really have to do. I'm guessing that Outback's weapon matches what it looks like in the G1 figure. Did the G1 toy have a different weapon though? I'd be curious to find out. I could Google it, but it's fine. Feel free to leave a comment, let me know. Yeah, this dude's great. This dude's fantastic. And something about the colors does scream Outback to me. He's just missing like his Australian hat. Is it bad to say that? It's probably bad, huh? I'll edit that part out. Let's check out the vehicle mode. I kind of remember how to transform this. And then the weapon on top on the vehicle. That is such a satisfying transformation. Yeah, I remember that. You know what? Let's get Braun into his vehicle as well. Oh, that is a hell of a gloss here. We get a heck of a lot more of the tan in vehicle mode. Not so much of the brown now. A little bit here on the bumper and just a bit peeking out from some joints here. Some nice silvers popping up here in the grille. Looks great, although the side headlights seem to be a little bit lacking. I'm guessing some nice silver for them would also work as well. Beautiful gloss black for the windows, which again, these back windows are not painted. A little bit weird, but having the nice Autobot symbol kind of makes up for that. And a nice back window there as well. And here is the MM, very, very sharply colored on there. Or is that supposed to be just one M, like a fat M? Is it not MM? Is it not Mother's Milk? I'm guessing not, right? I mean, if anything, it looks like M from, you know, Super Mario Brothers M. This would probably do like a nice Mario recoloring, perhaps? It's got the nice proportions for it. But overall, it looks like the vehicle is exactly the same as Braun. Nothing changed with this mold here. Just the color, which once again, does a heck of a lot to differentiate it from Braun. What's weird though, Braun didn't have the back window and the light powdery blue. I don't know if I mentioned that when I unboxed the dude. It kind of stands out now that we have Outback. It would be something that I would definitely fix on a repaint and maybe better hide these joints. Although that type of plastic It's going to be the softer plastic that's a little bit trickier to paint, sometimes impossible. I would give it a shot though. Still, man, that just speaks to how good of a mold this is. This is fantastic. I probably wouldn't keep the same glossiness for Outback's weapon. I would take a look at the G1 toy and see if he did pop up in the cartoon. If it's black, I might just go for like maybe like a semi-gloss black. Definitely get the tire in a more tire-y kind of a color, which we do have. Otherwise, this is fantastic. This is good. I gotta check on that M though. Yeah, it looks like the weapon does match what was designed for the toy. Man, they did a great job on that head sculpt too. And I see the black portion of the hood. So it looks like on the original G1 toy, obviously the M is there. It's from that original toy line, whatever it was from back in the day before Transformers. But the M on the original toy is molded in. It doesn't have the silver outline for the M. Interesting. It's fascinating that they recreated here for this toy though. And it's fitting, since this is supposed to be like an homage to the original G1 toy. Great stuff. Great stuff. I love it. I love it. Really though, impressive again on the chest. Not just the colors added to the chest, but just the intricate detailing that we have on there as well. That's pretty impressive. Was that a sticker in G1? Oh, that was totally a sticker in G1. Yeah. Wow, they did a bang up job with it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's Transformers Outback. If you can find them, pick them up. Pick them both up. Why not? All right. Next up, let's go for this guy right here. Here we have Transformers Studio Series, not 86. I guess technically it's a Gamer Edition. Gamer Edition is not really a thing anymore, but it's from the Transformers Devastation video game, Bumblebee, which I think was a bit of a surprise to a lot of folks, definitely to me. There have been quite a few Devastation game figures that have come out, but they've all been, for the most part, kind of repaints of previous figures. I know Optimus Prime was a remold, which is like a different size than he's been prior. They're not really in scale to anything. Well, Prime isn't, but this one's also a brand new mold to give us a Bumblebee close in look to what it looked like in the game, which you can see here in the back. Obviously for like whatever rights reasons, they couldn't really make him look like a Volkswagen Beetle. I'm kind of surprised they didn't even go for like a chibified Volkswagen Beetle, but I guess that would have been a little bit too close to that look. So it's got more of like a Mini Cooper-ish kind of design, which ironically makes it look more like Classics B. And I think some folks have even repainted theirs to even bring out the look even more, which is, I think, awesome. Based on the photos that I've seen, he looks like a fantastic Bumblebee. Let's get him open. Honestly, though, I don't know if I'm going to end up keeping this figure. We're going to do the comparisons here in a sec. But the ones that I've got, I'm, you know, overall pretty happy. And I'm not going to start a Devastation game collection, since, again, a lot of those are just kind of repaints. They add some very light cel-shaded paint apps to it. Nothing enough to make them worthwhile, in my opinion. Mostly the windshields, huh? Okay. All right, I'm gonna save this box. Oh, he's got some weapons though, huh? We have accessories, but now in a plastic bag. They don't come in that little tissue paper anymore. I wonder why that is. I'm not thrilled that we're adding more plastic to this. Ah, yes, the G1 weapons. Typical Bumblebee weapon design there. Very nicely designed as well. Unfortunately, on the other side, riddled with hollowness, there's an extra rectangular peg there. I guess it's gonna go somewhere like in vehicle mode perhaps. It also comes with this. I'm assuming it's a weapon that you get in the game. Not something he really had in G1 that I'm aware of. No hollowness on the other side though. A little bit on the bottom. A little bit on the bottom. Not silver in paint though, it's more like a semi-gloss gray. Interesting choice, I guess, to add to the cel-shaded look of it. Man, just right off the bat, this is a great looking Bumblebee, man. Oh, they're really perfecting the look of Bumblebee in these more modern figures, man. Jeez, look at that. The proportions are just great. Fantastic. I think what helps it is the fact that it's not a Volkswagen Beetle or even a chibified one. Maybe that's what helping the look of the robot mode as well. You know, this chest section here does maybe jut out just a bit. That's like such a minor thing though. He's got the backpack, but that's how it looks in the game as well. So that is accurate. And the thing that's different are the yellow sections on the shins. It's accurate to the video game. Not the way he was in G1 though. But then of course, again, it's accurate to Classics as well though. Although he's missing, you know, if we're comparing it to Classics, he had the door sections on the forearms, which I was never crazy about that look. This dude looks great. And again, as far as cell shadedness goes, you get it here in the windshield. And Nope. That's it. That's it. That's your cell shaded look. That's always the thing that's lacking for me. Not to the point where it's frustrating because I'm not really collecting any of these cell shaded figures. But if you're gonna do that, I would probably, you know, want them to add them on other sections of the body as well. Obviously, it would cost more in paint, but if you could just add like some highlights to the body, which would then in turn reflect, you know, more shininess for the vehicle itself. I'm sure he had that in the game. I did play through it over on Twitch. It's a very fun game, fantastic game. Not very long, doesn't need to be, but for what it is, it's like a throwback to G1 Transformers, and I love every second of it. Now, obviously, I've got my other Bumblebees here. We're gonna do a comparison. Let's check out here with Netflix Bumblebee, which, yeah, this guy is kind of like an orangey color, huh? Compared to the others. Devastation Bee is quite a bit taller, like a full head taller. And, you know, not to go too much of a tangent, I love this figure because it is an actual licensed Volkswagen Beetle for the vehicle mode. This is a mini masterpiece because of that. Fantastic figure, fantastic figure. And then, you know, surprisingly, we got an actual bona fide 86 Bumblebee that was still Beetle-ish, but more of the chibified version, Penny Racer, better matching the G1 toy and the cartoon. And they do have the same shade of yellow. Still Devastation Bee about a head taller, and these both look great. I do think that now this Bee, the 86 version, is the superior one for bot mode. Still don't really care for the vehicle mode all that much though, but the proportions, I mean, especially, you know, compared to the Netflix version, I think the proportions of this Bee here looks a bit better. I think the chest belly area of Netflix Bee starts to kind of stand out a bit. But man, yeah, these two together, they look great. This Bumblebee is just fantastic. Fantastic. It's doing its own thing. It's faithful to the video game. Again, I wish it had more actual highlights, cell shading effect on him, but not bad, not bad. Very similar little backpacks too. They got red for the tail lights there. That's awesome. And yeah, the back windshield. Whereas Bumblebee is like a very, 86 Bumblebee. It's like a very, very dark gray off black. And then Devastation Bee, it's a nice blue in color. I think I kind of like the blue just to add a bit more color to bot mode. If I was to repaint this guy, maybe even all of them, I don't know. I think I would go with like a chromy blue for the windshield, as I've done for many other automobile bots as well. Good stuff. I will say, as far as the head sculpts, because they are different, yeah, this one, it closely matches the game, but just for like a G1B, this one has like bigger eyes, which, you know, adds like I don't know if it's like an innocence necessarily. It adds a youthfulness to Bumblebee, which is what he is. He's one of the younger bots. So I really gravitate towards the 86 Bumblebee head sculpt more. I never like how the horns are always a little bit rounded. I know why that is. These are meant to be for kids 8 and up, and we don't want kids to be poking their eyes out. I could probably just start adding a little bit of putty to the end of them and just kind of chisel them to be nice and sharp. I wear glasses, so I'm perfectly safe. Also, one thing that draws me more towards the 86 version is just how much of a little bit of extra detailing he has on the body with the panel lining sections on the arms and the legs. Obviously not so much you can do for the vehicle sections. And this is a lot cleaner because, again, that's how it was in the game. Cleaner panels, cleaner look. The way the light catches those sections does help it to look like it's from the video game though. But, you know, for me, going for a bit more of a realistic look, I like a little bit more detailing as well. Good stuff though. Again, they're both doing their own thing. You know what I would probably do though? I don't remember if 86B came with a weapon. What if we just borrow one here, huh? Sorry, dude. Does it fit? It better fit. What the hell are we doing if it's not? Yeah, I can see myself. Maybe hijacking one of the weapons for 86B. That looks great on him. Of course, fixing this side, filling in all of the hollowness, cutting out that tab. I don't think I would utilize it. That's great though. Okay. All right. Just making future plans here. But we're talking about Devastation Bee. Let's give him a couple of weapons here. Oh, unfortunately, quite a bit of hollowness for the forearms. Looks like the fists are gonna fold in for the transformation. No worries. I mean, it's a nicely designed weapon. This one right here. It looks good on him. Not too bad. But the other one, of course, is iconically Bumblebee. Very awesome stuff there. I'm guessing the transformation is not gonna be difficult. 24 steps, really? Oh, dude, are you kidding me? All right. I folded the backpack just a little bit too much and it popped right off. but it's gonna pop right back in. But it's gonna pop right back in. Oh shit, come on, dude. Okay, gotta be careful with the backpack. Got it. Oh my God, what are we doing? Okay, got it. Think I'm lost? I think I'm lost on a Bumblebee transformation? Oh my God, wow. Now, that transformation was not smooth. Some things are still kind of off. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that wasn't great. Once you get to vehicle mode, everything is snug together though. The most different Bumblebee transformation I have ever experienced. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't terrible. I'm sure being the first time, there's a bit of roughness in the learning curve for it. It would only get better from here, but we're starting off not great. There's just like multiple hinges. There's like a double hinge for the knees that you kind of have to really force the first time out. And the hood sections, looks like they're just a bit overly smushed in, so they're not really lining up with the rest of the vehicle. It doesn't look great. Could be something that I overly did on my part. All right, but we got past it, and again, the vehicle feels solid, and it looks great overall, but I'm gonna talk about a not so great look is right on the back. They went through the effort of giving us these nice, beautifully painted rear lights, but then really gets ruined by the forearm section sticking out the back, and then the fists folded inside there. That doesn't flow at all. Like that's, I guess you could say maybe it's an exhaust. I don't know, doesn't look great. From the side, you don't even really see that. But that's the only real bit that's kind of off. The one cel-shaded piece on the windshield still kind of lacking. It's not enough. Even on the other windows, we could have used some there. Big ass pig hole on top. Okay, fantastic. Beautiful Autobot symbol. Like the silver there for the headlights, silver on the grille. That's good. Not exactly lined up. And then the very simplistic wheels and little hubcaps on them in silver. Actually, no, correction. None of this is silver. I'm lying. I'm a complete liar. I just fabricated all that. Quasi-glossy gray. Gray headlights, gray grille, gray hubcaps. No, I'm lying again. Okay. It is gray on the headlights, but that's like a metallic gray for the grille. Okay, got it. And then gray for the hubcaps. Cool. And then with the weapons on, you get the big one right up on top, and you have these beautiful doors with this nasty looking indentation in them. Great. Did he do this in the video game? I played through the game. I played through the entirety of the game. Did he ever do this in the game? I don't remember that. I don't remember, probably. But it's something you can do for the toy. And it looks ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's something you can do. Weapon storage, I guess. Man, he is just overtaken by the weapons though. Crazy. Yeah, there's a good chance I might not end up keeping this guy. It's a great bot mode. It's a decent vehicle mode. Transformation's not the greatest though. I didn't really enjoy that transformation. Kind of struggled through it. I'm gonna compare him here with the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Can I remember the transformation? Probably not. Yeah, no doubt for me. 86 Bumblebee does have the better transformation. Even without 100% remembering. You can kind of work your way through it. Still not a fan of the Penny Racer chibified Beetle. It is what it is though. But then we can look at these two little dudes together. Look at that, very nice. Again, just having the blue for the windshield for all the windows. I think I definitely do prefer that overall. Add a bit of extra color to the bots and the vehicles especially. I like this vehicle mode, I like it. Just don't care for the journey that we took to get there. 86B does a much better job of giving us a full rear end section. Looks much cleaner. Does a better job of hiding in the arms underneath. And the Devastation mode is a little bit longer. Has a little bit more length to the vehicle. Both have about the same height. Very good stuff though. Very good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'll end up keeping this particular figure. Very fun to mess around with. and just kind of see what he's all about. I think overall it's a success. For Hasbro to have given us a new mold, yet another Bumblebee, inspired by G1 based off the Devastation video game, they succeeded at that. They succeeded. And to give us, you know, something different for the transformation as well is to be commended. Just didn't really work for me that first go around though. I don't know if it gets any easier, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna have long enough to find out, but if you like the look of bot mode, you like the look of vehicle mode, obviously the transformation isn't impossible. I recommend it. I obviously do recommend it. And you get, you know, to get 3 accessories, 3 weapons, it's not surprising. He's a small figure. He's a small bot. So you have to make up for it in somewhere, you know? Okay, so not a disaster whatsoever. Sometimes you get great figures with great bots, great alternate modes, and the transformations aren't so great, right? Sometimes it's the opposite. You can have figures, bots that don't look all that great, or maybe some really lacking looking vehicle modes with beautiful transformations. It is what it is. Oh shit, now I have to undo this. Okay. Yeah, that rear section of the vehicle is a problem. Right there for you. Okay, one left. Did we save the best for last? I mean, it is Wheelie, so, you know. Once again, exclusive to Walmart Autobot Wheelie. Yet another surprising new mold by Hasbro. And released for the first time, as others have, in this subline recreating G1 packaging. But also for this guy, giving us the colors of the G1 figure, which are a little bit different than what we got in the animated movie and the season after that. I guess it's a bygone conclusion that we'll get a proper animation accurate colored Wheelie. I don't know if it's been leaked in the listings yet though, but this is one of those things where I don't have to wait for that. I can just grab this guy and give him the proper colors myself. Also, because the head that he has, it's just like a normal face. It's not a specific like G1 retooling for a toy accurate face. No, he had his creepy face like that in the G1 toy. So, you know, it's nothing we have to worry about. Again, waiting on that sea spray with an animation remolded face. Okay, same artwork on the back. Nothing different there. Oh. Oh, we're gonna get obviously a more sizable slingshot here. Ironic that we now have had it in 3 sizes. But here you go, buddy. I'm gonna lay you down there. Oh, this guy feels sturdy as hell. Jesus. A little bit stiff? Oh. Try not to look at the face directly. Well, here, let me just show you this here real quick. Nicely detailed slingshot. Little bit of holiness here on the back. It's not too bad. We can definitely fill that in with some putty. Nothing that can't be fixed. Yeah, it's a nice design. I do have the core class one here for comparison. Let me take a quick peek. Huh, not exactly the same thing. Okay. I mean, the colors are similar. They're not super different from animation. Brand new mold for Wheelie. Who would have thought, huh? Who would have thought? When core class Wheelie came out, so let's go a little bit farther back. I think the first one, well, not the first one, but out of this like modern set of Transformers, we got that little statue thingy with the articulated arms. That was the accessory on Grimlock, 86 Grimlock. That fantastic little figure. I don't know where mine went. I don't have them anymore, but it was not, how can I say it, good. And then we got the core class. Now, when core class came out, I didn't have the thought that it was like too small of a Wheelie. I don't know if some people did. I guess it was a Minibot back in G1, or was it not? I'm not really 100% in the know for that. Obviously a small bot, so I thought the core class dude was kind of like the make good for the one that was really lacking with Grimlock. Thought it was fine. I think I even have some kind of an upgrade kit for him, ready for an eventual repaint, right? Well, guess what? Not anymore. I guess it would have been weird to have a Wheelie that would have been even smaller than Bumblebee. I don't actually remember what their scale is in the cartoon. Not that scale is an ironclad thing in G1 Transformers, right? But I never really thought about that. Is Wheelie supposed to be canonically smaller than Bumblebee? Or are they more like the same size? I guess if these two are gonna be my main dudes, it's gonna make Wheelie a little bit taller than Bumblebee. Am I okay with that? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I think it's clear to say that this new Wheelie will be my actual main wheelie that I'll have up on display, and the one that will get the eventual repaint. Just looking at it in bot mode, is it better? Yes. Again, core class wheelie was fine. I think the biggest detriment was his little butt flap there, something left over from the vehicle mode. And then this one here has a much cleaner back. A little bit of a backpack here for leftover vehicle section, but that looks fine. I mean, as far as wheelie goes, yeah, this one looks a little bit better, but it's better from a core class figure that didn't look that bad at all. And one extra thing he does have is wrist articulation. That's always awesome. I would never expect a core class figure to have that, but this slightly bigger wheelie does have that, and I'm grateful for it. Looks like something in the chest area doesn't want to snap into place. Maybe it wasn't fully transformed out of the box. Looks like on the inner torso, we have these little pegs that are supposed to pop right into these square peg holes here on the back. And was it not fully popped in out of the box? Maybe it wasn't. Okay, there it is. I am seeing a difference in the head sculpt though that I'm now wondering, oh, where's the packaging for it? If it was something that they specifically did to match with the G1 toy, but the G1 toy, you basically lifted the entirety of the cockpit canopy kind of a section that became kind of like the brim of his cap, for lack of a better term. The core class has it nicely designed there, which is what I remember from the G1 movie and season 3. But then this dude is doing something different. It's not exactly a section that's sticking out, but it's got some other weird details to it, which if I had to guess, I think, let me see if I can show them both here on camera. It's trying to recreate maybe the hinge that's right below that cockpit canopy section that's folding up. Is that what it's doing? So now my question is, what I'm now wondering is, are we gonna get a new head for the eventual 86 wheelie? Ugh. It's not like I was gonna repaint this guy anytime soon, but it does look a little weird though. So that is one thing that I prefer as far as design-wise on the core class wheelie as opposed to this new updated mold. Yeah, it could be possible that we're gonna get a new head, which is kind of surprising. I would have just assumed that it'd be the same head for both, right? We'll find out. We'll find out when we get the eventual proper animation colored repaint. I'm gonna hang on to both of these guys for now and just kind of see what happens. But yeah, all the joints are pretty tight. Not overly tight, just a little bit snug out of the box. Do get all the classics here. Full head swivel, if you want that for whatever reason. Outward 90 on the shoulders, full 360 as well. Okay, that was my fault. It's got a mushroom peg, and it slides in there from the top. Okay, get in there, pal. Are you in there? Yeah, it's in there. So, very gently. Very gently. Very gently. Okay, now, okay, that's not good. That is not good. I was gentle that time. Oh, buddy. How about the other way? Full 360. And again, when are you gonna do a full 360 on the shoulders other than just to test the articulation? The elbows, I guess, are 90. We already know that there's a full 360 at the wrists. I'm not crazy about the spacing underneath here in the torso tummy area. It kind of feels like I want to foamp this in even further, but that's as far in as it goes. Full 360 at the waist, typical hip articulation, 90 at the knees. Do we get an ankle tilt? We got a little bit of an ankle tilt, very tiny ankle tilt. Wow, okay. Yeah, the problem, okay. Those same two little square pegs on the inside of the torso are not staying in place on the backpack section, so that's why it doesn't feel the most solid. I keep foaming them in. They're not going in all the way, it looks like. Okay, that feels a little better. Not impressive, not really impressive. It's not super bad. I forgot to mention also, there is a bicep swivel as well. Okay, and then just looking at the two slingshots. Still very good detailing on the core class version. They both match with the figures very well. Yeah, you know what? The more I look at this head, also, other than that brim of the cap, it's also the roundness of the top of the dome that's matching the G1 toy. Whereas on the core class dude, it's much more angular, more of like a bucket head. So yeah, based on those two things, I think we're gonna get a new head for the eventual 86 wheelie. Do I regret getting this guy? No, but it's now looking more unlikely that this is the one that I would probably keep for the eventual repaint. Man, I thought I had one over on Hasbro. Nope, Hasbro got me good. They got me good. But again, we'll know for sure once that figure eventually comes out. Okay, Overall, it's not bad. Some weirdness with that shoulder popping out and the tiniest bit of the ankle tilt. But for the look of the figure, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely curious to check out the vehicle mode and see how that compares. Ah, nice little slingshot storage too, right there in the front. Ah, it doesn't look bad too. Hey, you know what? That wasn't bad. That was a pretty good transformation. Just a little bit of wonkiness with some of the connections. This has one of the things where it asks you to connect one thing in this direction and in this direction at the same time, which is always kind of tricky. And that's around the fists section here. There's some pegs up on top and some pegs there on the side. Kind of have to massage it in there. Totally doable. And it stays in place pretty well, but because the fists do have wrist rotation, you can kind of rotate it accidentally and have them kind of slide off. But once everything is together, that's a fantastic looking wheelie. That is a great looking wheelie. And the size definitely helps him here. And then here in the bottom, got a nice little wishbone for him. Awesome little slingshot storage, and I guess you can say it's like a weapon, pew 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 for the front. Yeah, that definitely works. Not bad, not bad. Those same fists on the back though do kind of break up the illusion of having a clean back. You can see the fingers kind of being visible there a little bit. It's not horrible though. I always did admire the shape of Wheelie. A lot of the animated movie bots have this like retro-futuristic swooshiness to them. Wheelie's no exception. He's a great little dude. It rolls fantastic as well. The front wheels kind of feel like they're not aligned correctly. Like they feel more like they're like this a little bit. It doesn't affect the rolling. Doesn't affect the rolling whatsoever. Yeah, so at the very least we can see what we can expect then with the eventual 86 version of Wheelie. This is already a great figure, and what I can only assume we'll get a brand new head sculpt for him eventually as well. Now, I do want to compare him with the core class. I don't remember how to transform this one, but it's core class. How difficult can this be? Oh yeah, this dude definitely lacks in the vehicle mode department. He does also have, I think, storage for the slingshot. Not as elegant, but it's there. Man, I forgot how rough this guy looks. I think I got it right. I think. We have the fist now in the back completely exposed. You know, it's a core class. I think the aftermarket upgrade pieces fixed the fist on the back. All right, we have them both here. Obviously pretty big size difference. I think what kind of lacks here on the core class is the design of the front, plus obviously the fists just sticking out. This newer one does a much better job of hiding that. There are some pieces that fold out to better recreate the front of the vehicle. Just more articulation to help out for that. It's a tough thing to compare. It's almost a little bit unfair, you know. Only so much you can do for core class, and it was great for what it did. But I'm definitely glad to have this newer version. Much better representation for Wheelie here. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna end up having to wait for the 86 version and see if it's gonna get a new head sculpt. I'm thinking at this point it better, right? It better. Or of course, worst case scenario, there might be some aftermarket options or even like a 3D printable STL file out there as well. So we'll have options, but I'll hang on to this guy as well for sure. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. I guess for the recommendation, I mean, if you have interest in a toy accurate-ish head sculpted Wheelie with the proper toy colors, then yeah, go for it. If you can find them, you know. Otherwise, I might just say wait for the 86 version. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. As I'm now putting them back into bot mode, another thing that's not really holding in place are the side flaps. They have this rectangular peg hole supposed to plug in right in there, and they do rest on there, but they kind of pop right back out. And that has to do with the torso not wanting to stay in place to the backpack as well. So that's a bit of an issue, and it's the softer plastic that doesn't want to cooperate as much. But that's kind of what you end up getting it to look like there, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It is what it is, I guess. But it sucks. Stop doing that, Hasbro. Okay, put that guy right there. Well, definitely a bit of a mixed bag as far as quality, transformation sequences, things staying in place. Ironically, I think out of these three, the best full package is Outback. I know, right? Weird. But see, Outback started with a superb mold to begin with. Got a brand new chest, got a beautiful new head sculpt, awesome different paint job, and so it's still an awesome figure. What a big surprise. Wheelie, a definite improvement over core class, but it looks like maybe some quality issues with my copy. And let's not even talk about the transformation for Devastation Bumblebee. As I was putting him back into bot mode, same issues, things popping off. That dude is not gonna stay in my possession much longer. I'm keeping one of his weapons. 86 Bumblebee says thank you. Good stuff. All right. But that is gonna do it for me here today. I hope this was fun to watch, maybe a little bit informative. I don't unbox the figures the second that they come out, because you know I'm busy doing other things. But I hope you had a good time watching, maybe learned something about them. Maybe you already have these figures, right? Let me know down below what you think. Is your copy of Wheelie and Devastation Bumblebee better? Hopefully it is. But I thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. As always, you can catch up with me on all the social medias links. I've got them down below. And if you want to support the channel, well, you've already done so just by watching, so thank you for that. You can always go above and beyond by hitting that like, subscribing, leaving a nice comment, it's always appreciated. And of course, by heading over to the merch store for some fantastic stuff, some new stuff too. Already sold a Pixel Optimus t-shirt. Hope you enjoy it, dude. And if you really want to support, you can always head over to patreon.com/hobbies with Jose. Check out the tiers available to you. Plenty of behind the scenes photos and videos of my latest projects and unboxings. You could even let me know what to work on next if it suits your fancy. And lastly, I'm back over on Twitch with Retro Quest, playing all the latest classics that we don't have to worry about day one patches. Fantastic stuff. If you can't catch me live, of course, they're uploaded to my second YouTube channel, recently rebranded Retro Quest VOD. But until I see you in the next one, remember, keep on customizing and have fun doing it. See you soon, folks. Have a good one.